All right, guys, we wanted to take some time out to do a review for the movie Prey that just dropped on Hulu, was it? And joining me to do a review of the Prey movie is my wife, Joy. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good.
And we saw, so we saw Prey. What was it, last night? Was it
No,
the night before or something like that?
Friday night.
Friday night, we said this is a Predator movie that's set before the events that happened with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the original Predator movie. Set back in 1715, something like that, 1715, 16, something like that, way back. Which I should have known just by the year that it was probably going to do a callback to an Easter egg, and we'll talk about that on the end of it. But overall, to give my thoughts up, so. Overall, so in 1715, 16 or something right there in the 18th century, Predator was dropped on Earth, and it landed where was it a Cherokee tribe? Comanche tribe. And the Predator does what it normally does best. It sees if it can survive. If there's a hunter out there that's just as skilled or as equal or better yoked than they are, and they go out to test themselves to see if they can find. I wonder what the overall goal is. Are they supposed to be there for like a week, a month, and then get picked up, or are they just to stay until they're killed?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the one thing that I don't get. What's the game plan of the goal for them? So, but what did you think about the Prey movie?
I liked it. I mean, this is actually not really my style of movie to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching with you because you were wanting to.
I wanted to check it out. And see what
but I
about.
liked it. I liked it. They did a really good job, especially Hulu.
And I like it's focused on the main character. Her name is Naru, and played by, I'm looking her up right now, Amber Midthunder. It says Amber Midthunder is let's see. I looked her up on Google. Amber Midthunder is an American actress and member of the Fort Peck Sioux tribe. Sioux tribe, sorry. She is known for her series regular role in the FX series Legion, that's an X-Men TV series, and the CW series Roswell, New Mexico, as well as appearances on Longmire and Banshee, those two shows I haven't seen. She's 25 years old. And her character in the tribe, like you said, she's trying to become a warrior. She doesn't want to be what the
She doesn't want to do the hunter-gatherer that all the females.
But the females,
do.
where she's just like just cooking food or something like that and taking care of the tribe. She wants to put her skills to use, and they didn't.
She is known for her tracking.
She's good at very good at track. Her brother, who is the head honcho,
admit that she's a good tracker.
She's good,
but not so much for anything else.
And her brother, who was played by Dakota Beavers, is it Tabe or Tab? Is her biggest support, her cheerleader, and wants her to succeed. But he wants her to succeed like on her own, the way any warrior would. I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to do it for you. You set it up. You got to knock it. What did he say? You got to bring it home. I like the way he kept saying it. You got to bring it home. You got to do it. And he wouldn't, and there was plenty of times where he could have just did it for her or something like that, and got her to the, but he didn't. You want this, you got to earn it.
Creative, and they made fun of her.
Mm-hmm.
Her
the way I make fun of you all the time.
Her hatchet.
She was very innovative
With the rope to pull it back.
She invented
they
the.
Were all like, you need a leash on your hatchet so you don't lose it. Like
they showed how she was creative and innovative. She got that boomerang hatchet.
Yeah.
All this stuff was setting her up with what she wants to do, and how she wants to be treated in the tribe. This leads up to when the Predator finally shows up. And when the Predator finally shows up, obviously she's the first one to notice that something is weird is going on.
She told him from first minute something's out there, and they're all just like, a lion, and then a bear, and then like no.
Everybody kept saying lion. I was like, wait, you mean mountain? Obviously, mountain lion. It was a bear. It's a mountain lion. It's nothing. And she was the only one who could figure out that it was something else. And leading up into the Predator, the thing, because I remember the older movies how advanced their technology was. We not heard about this premise. I'm like, and I said it when we were first watching the movie. This shit's not gonna be fair. I'm like, this dude's gonna show up with lasers and all that stuff. Hey, you know what? And this is spoiler talk, also, guys. And we're gonna really get into it. So you better have seen this before you really watch this this trailer. I mean, this review. But this predator obviously had that type of technology, but I guess they're people. They allowed them to.
I think what did we, the Jeremy Johns review?
Yeah.
Where he was like, it was nice that they actually had the predator be like, that's fine, we'll duke it out first. We'll fist
exactly.
it out.
That's what he did first. When fighting with the wolves, he pretty much was fighting with his own physical strength and the blade first. Like when he fought with the other animals, the snake bite bit him, he took that thing out. The wolf came at him, got a good chunk of him, but then he obviously killed the wolf easily. But then that bear fight, that was the best thing. That was like okay.
Look here, I'm not going down. With
like this is my you're in my fucking bathtub, dude. What the hell? And that fight lasted a little. I don't think the predator was ready for that, because when they collided, I was like, oh man, that's like okay, the bear's gonna kick his ass.
Bear.
And then obviously you're gonna bring out the technology. Well, not really technology. You bring out the blades, and he took it back. To me, that was a fair fight. It was a fair fight. And our hero witnessed it, finally realized she wasn't crazy, and sees the whole thing. This is this invisible thing killing bears. So there's something out there. So it led up into a good thing. But the thing but then when the predator started taking out members of her tribe, I was thinking like, what this is, like I said, these men are fighting with bows and arrows and spears and things like that. This dude's gonna show up with the laser gun. It's not fair. But then, and when I saw the targeting lasers, I was like, this is it. This is over. This isn't sports. I mean, even for them, I'm like, what the? And it wasn't a laser. It was like a spear, like a spear, like a little mini spear.
Yeah, it was like just laser directed. Like
they were smart. They were smart. Almost like on Guardians of the Galaxy, the dude that whistled and his pin would fly. It was almost like that. I thought that was good. I thought it was at least fair. You could dodge it, which her brother did. You could, if he missed, you missed. There was ways you could. They gave him weapons that matched where the technology of the time was at.
His helmet plate was crucial to
see,
use,
to target, to everything.
Without it, he lost a big ability to do all the stuff he needed to do.
Exactly. They quickly figured out how to bring him down a peg. Like everything that our lead was going through, or whether it was fighting off the bears, fighting off colonizers, or the elements, like what wasn't called quicksand, it was
it's a bog.
Things like that. All this stuff came into play. She was able to use nature. It's something that, I go back to John Campion, it's something that John Campion talks about a lot. Like he's like, I don't care how advanced your technology is, and I don't care how cute the Ewoks look. Those guys that's their planet. They are the apex predators of that planet.
I like the fact that we did not get the English subtitles for what the French were saying. It was basically context clues.
Yeah.
You just need to
need to know what
use your tone of voice and figure out what they're talking about.
Yeah.
We're not going to give you any. We're not going to put the words down there.
We could pretty much tell that everything they were saying was bad. They were assholes. And when the French settlers came through and were imprisoning, and they were killing all the buffalo, the bison.
Well, they were fur traders, so they were skinning everything.
They were just doing it they weren't doing it for the meat. They were just doing it for the skin. And it was at one point even the predator looked disgusted by it. He was like, "What the fuck is this?" But it was interesting that we found out that the French settlers, they were already aware of the predator as well, and they kind of knew based on.
They immediately put them up as bait.
Yeah.
Like, we got our bait.
Yeah. So they were using our heroes as bait to try to draw the predator out. They kind of knew what the predator's rules of engagement were based on how he was acting. They were pretty good at hunting and figuring things out as well.
And she was able to tell her, explain to her brother, he's not going to come after us.
Yeah, because we don't have weapons.
We're not doing it.
We're not doing anything.
We're not the threat.
I thought that
so we have a chance to free ourselves and get out of this.
And they were able to handle. Even though their first group of people who weren't aware that the predator was out there, they got wiped out very easily. I noticed that the first fight that happened between the predator and the settlers, it wasn't even close. I mean, they barely, even though they trapped him at one point, they tracked him down and everything. It wasn't nowhere near close. The fact that they had those old school muskets, they got one shot off, and they were like, oh well, we got. But the first fight between our hero's tribe and the Predator, that lasted long. I feel like it lasted longer. It was like, okay, that was a fight. They really like the hand-to-hand combat is what really was gonna take that was setting us up from the very beginning. That's what's gonna take this guy down. Like hand-to-hand, almost hand-to-hand combat. Your primitive technology, you're not gonna get anything. You gotta outsmart him.
She was smart too to notice when she made she knew she wasn't saving him, but when she made the attempt to give aid or treatment to the Frenchman who lost a leg.
Yeah.
She used
when she really realized that herb, that medicine that slows your heart
rate down.
And I was wondering about that.
She was able to pick up that, hey, he thought the guy was dead at first.
Until he screamed, yeah.
So
this might maybe it'll work. It was the same moment. It was parallel to when Schwarzenegger figured out that Predator couldn't see because of the mud. And I was wondering if they were going to call back to that. There was one other Easter egg callback. I was like, if they say the "if it bleeds, we can kill it" line, I don't usually go forced, but I mean it's an obvious line. I mean, like anything that bleeds, if it means if it's bleeding, that means it's mortal. I mean, it can be killed. It can be killed, but I mean. But obviously it was a throw. It was. I wouldn't have said the line exactly the way Schwarzenegger said it because it's almost one of those situations where they look at the camera and they'd be like, you remember that line, guys, right? I wish you would have said it in a different way.
They also tortured and teased me. I'm along with Jeremy Johns on this. You for the entire movie, you kept torturing and teasing me that you're going to use this dog and you're going to hurt this dog.
I thought that was going to be a John Wick moment. Oh yeah, that's right. Our hero, she had a dog the whole time, and you thinking that the dog, the spoiler, like the dog is fine.
In there, like we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Yeah, this dog. Yeah, it felt like this dog was going to. The situation with the dog was one of the funniest things too, because it felt like at any moment that dog should have gone. Because we've seen him kill a dog. We've seen him kill a wolf.
I was all like, no.
We seen him rip a wolf's spine out and do the whole spine thing. I'm almost parallel to the way Schwarzenegger outsmarted him. And it seemed like the Predator in the first movie was smarter. It seemed like this one fell for the very first trap that she set up. Like on Predator 1, he set up a trap.
Well,
the Predator didn't fall for it.
Technically, way in the future, so he
probably learned from Schwarzenegger's Predator didn't fall for the first trap, went around the trap, and was like, "Oh no, we're gonna fight." And then he got the best of it because Schwarzenegger had a second trap set up. But in this one, her first trap it worked. But I'll give her this: it was clever because I couldn't tell what she was doing. I knew that everything that she went through, I felt like it was gonna be like it's all gonna come to place. The whole thing with the bog and all that, where she set I just thought that she was setting like she got the Predator's mask and she set it up. I just thought she was just using that as bait to draw him out so she can like attack him. She had it all figured out, and I thought that was color. Her trap was more complex, and it took that dude out in a very, very clever way. And I said at the end when she won, I said you better cut that head off, like because the Warriors have to bring back what they killed and bring it back.
Comes back with this huge lion. Like,
like that lion.
She comes back in there with that head.
She got the green paint on her face.
She's like, tell me something now.
Yeah, just like right here on this in the thing. She got the green paint. Like they don't. Her dad looks at her like. I'm sorry, I'd have handed you the crown. You are a leader now. Like on Predator 2, when Donald Glover, when he beat the Predator and all of his Predator's friends came. I guess that was the last day that they were supposed to come pick the Predator up, and they gave him an award for winning. I thought that same thing was going to happen. I thought they were going to land at the tribe and come back maybe to retrieve their fallen warrior's head, because it's like, can't have an alien head just sitting there and stuff, because when the technology gets go into the future, what is this? What kind of creature is this? Like that would have so I wonder how they explained that, what they did with the blood, what they did with the body, what they did with the head and all that stuff, because you couldn't just keep it there. There was no evidence of aliens ever being on the planet before the first Predator. So that was one of the things that I thought was a loophole. But the other thing was the callback to also the Predator 2 with the that actual gun that was given to Danny Glover. was the same pistol that was used by the French colonizers and the settlers, and so I'm assuming, I guess they did come back, I guess, because she have that gun at the end? She kept that weapon at the end. So maybe I have to go back and load up Hulu again and see if there's an end credit scene. Yeah. Overall, in comparison, I liked it. I'm not gonna say I like obviously the original Predator more, and for
I think
different
they just
reasons.
did a good job, considering that a lot of times with movies that have so many 2, 3, 4, 5. Most of the time, people are like, "These other ones are just trash. They're not anything close. They're just."
They went back to the basics with this
and
one.
they just really did a nice job, especially for this to not be in the theaters.
Yeah.
This is just a made-for-TV type movie. They did a really good job.
I think the first Predator did a better job with making me care for the whole team that Schwarzenegger led. For this one, I only was really mostly worried about the dog, and her brother. I mean, I cared that they were losing their tribe and the rest of their team, but the brother, the dog, and her were the only ones that I was like, I kind of hope make it to the end. In the first movie, well, that was the 80s. You knew Schwarzenegger was going to be the only one. I mean, of course, it was in his contract. Like, I'm the sole survivor for every movie I'm in. But I liked every member of the team. They even had that cheesy 80s thing where at the end of the movie they show those solo pictures when their names come up. You see them spinning at the camera. Apollo Creed. With with those poses and stuff. I was hoping they would. I'm glad they didn't do that with this movie. And so show the dog like look at the camera or something like that. I thought that would have been funny. But overall, I like this one better. I like this one better than the second Predator movie. I think this ranks 2. So I would say for me it would be Predator, Prey, Predator 2. That's my ranking. Have you ever seen any of the other Predator movies besides the first one? Like it might be like I might have seen part 2.
This part 2. I saw.
Schwarzenegger was supposed to be in part 2.
I saw some of the more recent, like the
Aliens versus Predators and stuff like that. Yeah,
stuff like that.
The lesser stuff. Yeah. But I thought that's where, if I was to rank it, that would be my ranking. I would say Predator, Prey, Predator 2. I like that because especially since they were all those. Now to me, that's the trilogy. To me, this is the trilogy. Prey, Predator, Predator 2. If I missed anything, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. We liked it, so that's our review. Anything else that we missed that you want us to highlight, just put it in the comment section below. Like, subscribe, and until next time, guys, have a good one.